Okay, Carol, so I have a question. What is the next step? What are our steps forward? What do we need to do in these times?
The first thing I would say is that we really need to, there's a lot we can do, there's a lot we need to do, but the first thing I would say that we need to do is to claim back our sovereignty, claim back our essence of who we are, step into our heart at the same time, and connect to ourselves, find our voices, find our art, find our mediums, the way we can communicate the messages and the love and the light, and step into that energy of love and light and hold it and bring it forward with action, with our voices, peaceful action with our voices. That this, I mean, we're turning into, we've already turned into a Nazi world regime, and it's, on one hand, it's unbelievable what's happening. It's happening right in front of our eyes, and that's why so many people are unable to, don't want to see it, because it's unbelievable. It's horrific what's going on Earth at the moment. It's horrific. Yeah, so that's some of the things we need to do, I believe we need to do to move forward. But more than ever, Laura, we need to gather together. We need to gather our tribes and our people and our families and unite within all of our different groups that we've created on Earth. Our First Nations, our Star Nations, our Reiki, our spiritual teachers, our doctors, our lawyers, our politicians, who are, I'm talking about the good ones, the good guys, the white hats. We need to gather and unite and get together, because when consciousness is divided, it doesn't have the power, doesn't have the impact that consciousness at a united level has. So it's essential. It's absolutely essential that we unite, that we get together. And I keep getting this message from the Pleiadians, that for the First Nations, that you know, I've been told that I need to reach them. So I'm still in the process of doing that. And I'm hoping that we can get together and do that as well. But, you know, the Pleiadians told me to reach out to the First Nations, and what I got with that, the message I got with that was that they need to unite and do sacred ceremony and gather their tribes, gather your tribes is what I got over and over again. And to create sacred ceremony and take because they are powerful beings, the First Nations, sorry. As well as the Star Nations. So, and they understand a lot more because it's in their history. It's in the First Nations history of who we are and where we came from. So they get it. They understand on a deeper level, on a higher level, of who we are and where we came from. So they don't have this veil of amnesia placed over them. The majority don't, the elders don't, some of them do, because because some of them are asleep, like all of us. Some of us are asleep within normal society. So we do need to reach out to the First Nations and get them to do ceremony. And once they've done that, then they need to contact other First Nations and unite the First Nations around the world, because that will have a global shift when you're uniting sacred people, ancient tribes, sacred tribes. When you're uniting them around the earth, that will have a conscious. It will raise the consciousness of the planet, because they are connecting and they hold incredible power, incredible spirituality, incredible magic, incredible ceremony, incredible energy of love and light that can and does and will change the outcome for us, the outcome for humanity. So getting together in tribes, you know, getting together, you don't have to be a First Nation to get together in tribes and connect, and meditation and yoga and Tai Chi, and you know, there's a whole list of things. But we need to unite more than ever, more than ever.
Yes, I agree. People talk about, you know, the new waves of it, you know, getting worse, and, you know, the AI and the 5G component. Yeah, it seems like we've gotten a lot of warnings over the course of time, and those warnings weren't heeded. So yeah, any final thoughts? Anything we haven't been able to share in the interview that you'd like to bring through?
Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look at my notes. Yeah, December is going to be important, and I forgot to mention that last time. But December is going to be important. I don't know why. I just feel it, and it's a sense of knowing as well in my heart. But I feel that November is going to be a stepping stone towards whatever will unfold in December. I get the feeling and image of some type of legality or legal papers where something is passed through in November, or legally. I don't know what country I'm in, but it could be America or it could be the UK. I don't feel it's anywhere else. It's either America or the UK, where some type of legal law or something is passed through in November, or initiated in November, and we see the outcome or the decision in December. And I feel that that's going to be, not sure if it's going to be positive or negative at the moment. I feel it's going to be positive, but it's kind of swaying in the balance. And also, because you were asking about time before, and future dates, I've been told that 10 years is going to be important, and 20 years is going to be important, and 30 years is going to be important, so for humanity. So I think that my feeling with that is that there's going to be major events on Earth in 10 years, in 20 years, and in 30 years that will be as relevant then as it is today. So it's going to be mass events that will occur in 10 years, 20 years, and 30 years. So we need, but also, Laura, we need to get new systems in place of the old ones. So we need to stop focusing on what's wrong with us, what's wrong with society, what's wrong with the world, what's wrong with humanity. And we need to shift our focus. We need to take our focus off that and shift our focus onto what we want to create, and stop waiting for someone to come and help us, because we do have assistance, we absolutely do, but we need to take action. We need to stand in our love, in our light, in our truth, in our sovereignty, not in caves meditating. We need to come out of those caves, and we need to step forward with our voices, with our everything, and bring that forward. So that because this is a war, and it has been for centuries. It's been a war on humanity, a war on consciousness, a war on consciousness, on keeping us dumbed down. So we need to create new systems. We need to create new schools. I don't recommend sending your kids back to school, because you're sending them back into a draconian environment. So new schools, new education. We need to start growing our own food, back to basics, in our gardens, on balconies, wherever we can. We need to start growing food. And I do see a possibility of governments ceasing to exist in the future. Yeah, I do, because we've got to a level now in consciousness. Humanity's got to a level now in consciousness where you can't hold it back anymore. There's too many. It's too big. It's like the cabal are trying to catch water through their hand, and it's just falling through. They no longer have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gosh, well, thank you so much. I so appreciate your time and all your insight, and I'm sure we'll be doing more in the future.
I
And
hope so, Laura. And darling, I just want to say that sorry, I just want to say that I think what you're doing is such an important role that you're playing on Earth, and there are many of us here on Earth at the moment. Some of us are still where we were 10, 20, 30 years ago, Laura. So we need to reach those people. We need to reach those, whatever you want to call them, starseeds or rainbow warriors or light workers or shamans or what's the other word, indigo, crystal or rainbow or starseeds, whatever you want to call them. We need to reach those people and help them to have a voice and speak up. And I think the work that you're doing, Laura, is so important. And I also feel that, and maybe you want to edit this bit out, but I also feel that the family you were born into as a starseed, you were born into that family for a much higher reason, it's almost divine. Well, it's not almost, it is divine, the family you were born into, because the higher you're on a soul level, the higher your purpose, the higher your mission, the higher your energy. So the higher your standing, the higher your ability to reach people en masse. So I really just want to say thank you and give a lot of credit to you, because the ones like us where it's been the difficult and hard, we've been there's been obstacles put into our place at every point because of who we are on a soul level. So I just wanted to say, well done.
thank you so much. Yeah, well, it's great that we're all working together, and it makes such a difference to connect and find like-minded people for the mutual support. It gets real. It's not an easy path at all. And so for all those awakening out there, we understand it's not an easy road, the awakening process, but there's sources of love and understanding and compassion, and that's what folks like Carol really represent. And I, yes, have a big heart to assist people, and that's really important, is that we just hold hands and we just unify completely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And I even think, Laura, that we need to start coming out of the caves and the dark and our houses, our homes, and start meeting in secret if needed, at night if needed, and connect with other light workers, with other spiritual beings, other spiritual people, and connect, even if we keep to the rule of social distancing. We need to gather.
Yep, absolutely. So it's important to just stay positive, allow any fear to be a big catalyst to step more greatly into our hearts, everyone. And thanks everybody for tuning in.